Hey y'all, it's me Tasha again, and I told y'all if y'all watched Love and Hip Hop episode 2, you know, plug. But I'm about to talk about Black Ink season 2 episode 6, and majority of this episode or a good proportion of it all together was definitely on the serious side. So we're gonna talk about the serious side first, and then talk about the the mess, also known as the fuckery at the end, because it is very important. Now, the thing started when we have the first scene, and everybody's lounging around, whatever, and Duchess has a customer who's getting attacked who happens to be, because she was getting, HIV, a ribbon for HIV and AIDS, awareness ribbon, and of course, I think what or Caesar, someone asked her, is she HIV positive? And everybody's face just kind of just had to look like, oh shit, because the real reality is, um, with tattoos, you get it drawn, and there's blood, that comes when they're doing tattoos and stuff. So it's possible it's like, open contact. But the woman who was getting tattooed actually used to be, I guess, a manager, somebody, or a PR representative, like people with Jay Z, like um, famous, rap artists or hip hop, and any like R&B or whatever artist she was referring to. And she fell in love with a man and was with him, and she um, caught, HIV from him. So she's getting a tattoo, just remind her awareness. And she, they were just talking about everything from safe sex and whatever. And she was just joking around about like, do you have magnums? And she would just come in and just talking about, being protective and everything else. And then um, it tells about his father actually had died of AIDS. He was with a woman for C's only seen his dad um when he was little, and another time was 18, and by the time he was 21 he was dead, kind of like he just had faded off. But unfortunately, sad to say, God rest his soul, that he died of AIDS. He was, I guess Cease was saying, he was in a relationship and the woman was playing on the side, and the woman gave him HIV. And HIV, I don't know if he said I forgot it was HIV or AIDS. But he was just, venting about that. So the woman gets the tattoo, but I do find this part a little hilarious because she wanted, sees actually to hold her hand, which is about, to getting ready, to pair and trace the art and stuff like that on there. And then it was kind of hilarious to me when C said, "I'm going to treat you like anyone else," and he ends up like, "Okay, goodbye," and leaves. And I think she brings two ladies in there. And, because I did notice at first, and anybody else seen, when she came into the place, it was almost like when she said hi and everyone didn't say anything. Oh, yeah, I forgot Tiffany was there too, wasn't she? Okay. Um, but it was kind of like, almost like a way like, okay, y'all do know y'all don't catch HIV or AIDS from saying hi to folks. They just seem, I guess, was still so much in shock, but I know none had said hi to her at first, I think, at least that I can call and hear. So, but C's did also make an interesting point. I can't agree with him once during this episode, is that people, in our black community, we don't talk about HIV. And it is true. There's certain like topics that people put under the rug. Got age, HIV, real reality molestation, child, sexual abuse, child rape, let's be for real, mental illness, and sometimes even, homosexual abolition. And, I can go on and on and on, you know what I mean? But that is an interesting point. That's a whole nother bit. No, that's another area, somebody else can cover at the moment. So, other than that, we have Tattoo walk after hearing the story about his dad, and sees kind of like wish that he got a chance to see his father, and was just reminiscing and stuff like that. And because when he went to go, then Walt's story kind of entwined, so he's trying to find his dad, I guess, after hearing C's story. And because turns out Walt, like I said, a lot of them kind of like have like home, like they have really the parents weren't there or was gone most of life. It's kind of, like I said, a lot of sad stories. Because Walt, it turns out he doesn't know if his dad's dead or alive. Has no grandparents, uncle, aunts, or anything. So he wants to see possibly can find, his dad, at least, to tell his his children and stuff that they have a grandfather. Because he said his mother, who also died of um I guess overdosing or something like that because she was addicted to drugs. And he was trying to tell his, I guess wherever we're fine where his dad was at. And they just yelled to say, "Oh, he ain't here." So, like I said, it's a touching like piece where, like I said, Walsh trying to find his dad. You got sees, the awareness about drug, then, but like, oh shit, almost fucked because he just like, I should start wearing condoms, but also it's water meant they didn't college, and then like I said, it was just that little, segment, whatever. It just makes you think, you know what I mean? Even the walk with the story was kind of sad and touching, whatever. So, and I do want to bring up also another part which seems like some real fuck shit. And when Sassy and Puma were just sitting watching the ducks and shit, and Sassy would just ask him, Puma, like, how you like, talking about this, I had a lot of stuff going on, and this Puma, thinks like since he has a child that has everything, how has it changed his life? So they just having one type of like, them life moments and stuff. And then all of a sudden, you got some dickhead, whatever, from the back, some bitch or whatever. And I think it could be either or. I know Bart was joking, but I said, it could be a possible option. We don't know. But it could be some of these motherfuckers who want to sit here and get their moments on TV or hate that. Because to me, you didn't randomly just start trying to verbally harass or talk shit or whatever to Sassy or Puma. Y'all motherfuckers, high, whatever the case is, y'all sat there and knew the cameras were on. You know Puma and Sassy now, especially with this show. And y'all wanted to sit here and try to harass them just because they by themselves to get some fucking attention, the so-called brag. It was some bullshit to me. Because they talking about Sassy, saying mind of business. It's kind of like they found a way to harass but not sit here and try to talk about, her sexuality. They knew, what I'm saying? So they found other ways which sound juvenile, like I said in the first place, because they mind their own business, watching the ducks and shit. And here you got some mushmouth bitch up here talking about some, you not from Washington here, but I'll forgive me because I'm not from New York, okay? But I'm just saying, somewhere you're not from here, you and your green hair, that elementary bullshit. So Puma, who Sassy, like I said, is like which we do know that Warner Chris and they do have a true platonic relationship. Okay, he's trying to run up there and see something, and Sassy's like let it go, and then some guy who they blur their face out, who got blonde hair, who looked like he could have been I'm just saying is people can question that shit too, boy. Then he got red shoes, red pants, and a lime green shirt. But he's so quick to jump, and I think he knew that Puma's a lover and damn sure not a fighter. But then Sassy kept trying to block stuff. He ends up pushing, she ends up trying to block him, but the guy ends up getting to him. And even when you hear him talking about like I said, they did this shit on purpose, and to me to get a rise and hope and to start shit. And I do think because they know who they are now, you know what I mean, and just jealous because they got they on some stupid shit. And be just whatever when you call it, but that's definitely some damn stupid shit. Because it did look like he did end up attacking Puma and put some punches in, at least from the angle that they had it on. And Sasuke, like I said, but at the same time when the guy was starting shit, whatever, like I said, coming towards him, your stupid hair. That's what I'm saying. What type of dumb shit? Like I said, that whole scene just disturbed because it just came out of nowhere. And even though the girls, maybe the same one who was trying to block her, was talking shit about Sassy. Like I said, it was kind of uncalled for, the bullshit at all. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't think he would have attacked him or whatever. I mean, like I said, I don't know who these people are before this show, and even we still don't really know him past this show. But it just seems like coincidence that they were doing this shit because cameras was there. Okay, y'all, let's get to the fuckery because, like I said, lesson learned, whatever. But I do want to focus, especially now. I want to, especially on the fuckery. I am. Now, there's some Sunny D, plain Sunny D, y'all. There ain't no vodka, okay? But I want to sip because I want to dedicate this to the fuckery of Alex just being slurred and probably sniffed a couple lines off the pills because, I just want to do interpretation because there's one scene where Walt is going to visit her somewhere on a bridge and shit like that, and she's talking about, oh, I want to see Brooklyn. I think it's something, it was Queens instead or something. But then I thought first, because I don't like the bitch no way and shit, and I just tune her out. I first thought I was hearing shit wrong when she started talking about her weight when I broke up with Teddy. Now, the liquor and people sometimes, brings the truth. If they more of a lie, they're gonna be a lie. If they crazy as fuck, they're crazy as fuck. So you see what I'm saying? So in her case, she's not only being crazy, she's also like saying shit that is irrational and don't make sense to her. Okay, I mean, may only make sense to her, but it's like I said, it's craziness. Okay, so she all like, oh, all right, guys be like this and stuff at the game. But I gained about this per pounds, and this is just a bit something about some Disneyland, and some Disneyland and stuff like that. I had about 5 to 6 because Walter's trying to come to her, for like advice and shit, and just support. And this bitch, like I said, I want to go to Disneyland. I'd be scared and shit and stuff, and I want to see Peter Pan and shit and fly with the Lost Boys and see how far we can go and shit and stuff like that, and then unicorns, and then Teddy, and I broke up because I said no to his engagement and shit. I mean, that's what the fuck she was on. You know what I mean? So it just was one of the most crazy, it was some confusing shit, okay? So anyways, y'all, you got that going on, and then it's a scene, like I said, afterwards or before that, where you got Teddy Huggy Bear, and you got, because they like open a shop in front of the shop, and you got Walt there, which I noticed in confessionals and something like that. I never paid attention that he do be wearing. He's starting to wear Puma's like clothing line, the spaceship and shit, UFO, and you got Teddy and then C's, and they were talking about, I heard that Puma got jumped, and they just thinking it's funny and shit, and then oh, he wouldn't have been a jumper, he didn't leave black ink. The last time I caught with you got Dutch's ass trying to be gangster and shit with the baby fat coat on and shit, okay, like he's gonna give her power, so you kept doing this and shit, okay, but last time I checked, you basically gave him no choice but to like leave. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't like he would have left if I'm just saying, like, she's so full of shit. So, but they just saying he should have left. Okay, oh well, like that's what he gets and all this other stuff. And like I said, C's is such a fucking brat. I could have been worse. You know what I said. So, why was saying some comments. That's what I was talking about, the option two, how he could have got jumped was like he sent some people over there because C's couldn't get it himself and something like that. I don't know. I just know it was wrong. Whether I kind of disagree with that. I disagree, period. And I think Walt was just kidding around. Then they're gonna talk about Puma can't, lose another tooth or something like that shit or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and next scene. So you got Duchess again, I think around this time, and this lady's getting her nipples pierced. All I have to say is, okay, bless your heart, whatever. I mean, I know the pain really only happens, and it's like really 10 seconds, and they telling you to breathe in and out and shit like that. But then Duchess wants to talk about some story about why in the world she wouldn't get piercings or something because her chest is small, or some child story, which I really had zero fucks given about what the fuck she had to say, because really anything she says pretty much damn near now is on some bullshit. But like I said, back to that is, like I said, if y'all just starting to watch these videos here, I got these all done the same day. I originally had 2 of them before, but when I had to take them out because of surgeries and they closed up, So, I'm just saying good luck to you, because I just know, even though I knew these were gonna hurt and I was prepared for them, I was clutching the titties, okay? I don't know why, especially getting these done about a month and a couple days ago from now. So I'm just saying, I was just clutching clutching the breasts, because okay. So then Dutch, I didn't know Duchess was talking about, oh, I was a tattoo, like she was so special. There's a lot of tattoo artists. There's very few piercers I know now. Even when I got these done, this was from a tattoo artist, and even before it was, when I got them done before, they're tattoo artists. I think it's very rare now that there are piercers, but this bitch is sitting here like she's so special. They didn't have a picture at the last shop I had, so I was just forcing my boss into hitting me. That's how I learned, and that's what I'm saying is, okay, great here. But like I said, there's plenty of tattoo artists that, at least that I know of, at least in Michigan, that they know how to pierce. Either they know how to pierce, or it's very rare now you just see piercers. I'm just saying, usually sometimes they know how to do both. Okay, back to that. So we have a scene also too where you got C's and his brother and Tiffany also known as I had to kissing Dutch's ass, and I'm trying to get my extra 2 minutes, but I think she doesn't say nothing past 2 words. And you, like I said, yeah, they say C's Dutch's ass and whatever, and C's big brother Ty. Now this was an interesting part, y'all, because she's all sitting up here at see all of them sitting up here. Ty was last one coming late, like I said, it's C's big brother, and she's telling about the situation about him getting a shot. And at first he was all saying like, okay, that's a little bit off and stuff like that, whatever. And then, because talking about business, and here, Duchess in the confessionals even telling them like, he don't have basically enough tattoos. He has not, run a business. Of course, Caesar's not in his head and shit. Of course, Tiffany, yes, 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 okay. But what I'm saying is that, like I said, Puma ran Black Ink and hired employees that he still has over there, it turns out, before C's bought the shop out or was given it, whatever the hell happened. You know what I mean? I think he bought it from the last owner before, the last owner of Black Ink before, now. So, but what I'm saying is that, well, I meant to say it came before him, tongue tied. So, anyways, she had to say like how he can't run a shop because he has no business degree or any experience and stuff. And this is the part I like, because the brother, when he was trying to say, like, at first I thought, like I said, he was going a bandwagon with them and shit like that about, basically his bitch ass move with Puma did or whatever, so forth. And this was a reality check, because did y'all see Judge's face? Because when the brothers basically say like, but then again, we all grow up, we supposed to learn from each other, and there are times when family, really, or let's say strong, family members, but they ain't blood and stuff. You sometimes give them, y'all do have fights and stuff like that, and stuff. Sometimes you give them a pass, because sometimes in life you agree with people you love and you're cool with and shit. Genuinely cool with, and that happens. And Duchess was trying to, and then he's like, excuse me, and here she just. That's the only time I seen that bitch shut the fuck. And I mean, indirectly, she just, her mouth just. And then we noticed that the bitch didn't have anything to say in the confessionals about the shit. I did notice that as well too. As much shit she talked about everybody else, and we see in the next episode, she was shut down. Okay, and that was a lovely moment. I might rewind and look at it again. That was so beautiful. Anyway, so he was just basically like, you're gonna talk, whatever, but the friendship is there like that. But basically, I think the brother was trying to say, like, you're gonna make amends. This dude is going away right now on some stupid high school, little juvenile bullshit. So, here comes the extra part again. And I got sip again for drunk Alex and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Always at her grandma's house. Yeah, bitch. Mm. So, anyway, they're having photo shoot. It's a mega photo shoot. You got Sassy there. You got Puma. Puma looks alright, so if he was roughed up, we don't see shit unless it's, sometimes you can hit and it hurts, but you don't see the bruises. You see what I'm saying? So they went for Alex's ass, and she's late. And this is not the first time again. It turns out that Puma, like I said, Puma has such a good heart. And like I said, Alex is one of the violent bitches too that runs her damn story and shit. And people fall for it. And, she manipulates folks. Kind of reminds me just of a less, educated version of Duchess, based on what Duchess says, So they call her, because, Puma was going to invite, have Alex be the I guess like, administrative assistant there or whatever, at their shop, which I knew was a dangerous no any fucking way. But, I think they felt sorry for him, especially since once Puma and both Sassy got screwed over and stuff in the process of Teddy and everything, I think that really worked for a second in Alex's favor until now. So when they calling her and they got this makeup artist, whatever there, that took the time out to help them, like I said, this is a big photo shoot that's going to help their careers, and they get paid for that, okay? This bitch is nowhere to be found. They call her and shit, and this bitch talking about, I'm at my grandma's house, I'm gonna bake a cake and shit, and then I'm gonna make cookies from scratch, and I'm gonna make some wine fresh and get a bunch of grapes and put them in the bucket and stamp on them and shit, and then we're gonna manicure and pedicure, okay? So it's some more bullshit. I don't know what the fuck she was doing, and then she's gonna take a cab there. So I don't know how many minutes or how many more hours were by, but there was people hired that was supposed to, style and everything, give her the makeup, and basically, I think the photographer who was doing that was pissed off, which he had every fucking right to be, So this bitch comes in already just like I said, but just with liquor in it, and probably about at least 10 of these, okay, and maybe a couple Mollies, but going up probably with her. So she coming here, and you know how some people they in the wrong and they on some foul shit, and then when they get confronted about it, even if you're the nicest way, not really confronted about it, you just apologize to be like, what the fuck, or that type of thing. It's almost like to put the guilt on you and shit, So she come up in there acting like the one mad irritated. Puma just trying to get her to apologize, even the makeup artist, but she's still on some, edgy stuff. She wasn't cussing them like that, but you could tell she was acting like she was irritated and I have stuff to do. So the makeup artist goes off on her. And, Safi was happy in the confession, was like, I'm glad she told her no asshole. Which was so she let her know, like, we hired these people for you, we waited for you and all this other shit. And then, of course, she's walking out. The makeup artist, who also must have known Alex for years, it's like, you mean to tell me you're just going to walk off and stuff like that and do that? Okay, fine. And then we see the back of her, run back, find out, or, I'm just saying, those shoes look like she wore them quite some time. And they, whatever. Or she been walking on the streets, in them or something like that after drinking so goddamn much or whatever, because that girl has a problem. Because even Puma said he finally admitted that she needs something. I know I'm crazy, but she's a little bit crazy, but I mean, she do need to talk to somebody at least. Okay. But then they start, I don't know if this is the last episode she's in, because they started showing flashbacks, and mostly all the flashback they shown her was basically her disconnecting with everybody, or, Teddy, her invisible relationship, like she said. Teddy didn't want to be in a relationship, throw some, some damn soy draws at her and shit. Then you got the scene where Dutch was like, get away, whore, and, blah, blah, blah. And every scene that they showed wasn't like showing a goodbye. It was showing basically like she was a part of the problem and shit like that. Because she's like, I ain't done, I ain't free, or some bullshit or whatever. And probably was drinking when she was saying that goddamn comment, or what else she was doing. So, whatever. If Alice is gone, who cares, okay? Let her get some, go to, recovery or something like that. Because, yeah, something wrong with that bitch. So, we got the last scene, or at least the scene that had stood out, whatever case, right, to me, was C's did go to meet Puma. And I must say this. What the fuck is that donkey punch? Because, I mean, they in endorsing that like a motherfucker on this shit. So, on the show. So, I want to know, and maybe if I ever go to New York again in that area, I would like to know. Shout out to some more. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because she lives, in New York, and she recently went to the black Puma shop. What is it? Ink 24, whatever it's called. But she recently went there, so shout out to her. I'm bringing this up because she happens to live there. Some more love, whatever. And I was like I say, might be some more love. But like I said, I'm tired. I don't feel like listening. I'll probably put in the description next video. But you all know what I'm saying. So they were the two people do Mike Black Ink reviews as well. And like I said, I don't feel like listening to them all at the moment. I'm tired, y'all. So, but what I'm saying is that that donkey punch, if I'm wondering, is that the drink at a particular restaurant? Is that the drink of like certain parts of New York? I really want to know, because that looks like the shit. It looks tasty, and you get fucked up on pretty good. I'm just saying, because Puma, here's the donkey punch. Last episode where we hear donkey punch. So guess it'll punch you out. I would like to know if anybody's had a donkey punch. Okay. Anyway, season them going to meet. And basically comes down to the Puma is trying to say, like, ever since this woman has been in your life, you've been just changing with word. Then sees, of course, he's not going to admit that Duchess is, has became a negative influence on him at all. And because, it is that she's using manipulation and her degrees of what's so-called education to sit here and psych him, and also, whipping him with Southern tang cooch, okay? That's why he just seems to be like gone somewhere else, and kind of was letting Backing just sink down, to the ground. I mean, slowly but surely. I mean, he's probably still up, but unless there's some miracle comes up, a lot of people may not be, he may kind of like stalled a couple possible, 100 customers. I don't know. So, and then they might be scared. The lights might go over the shit when they get the tad done. I'm just saying, keeping it fucking real. So, Coach C's on his shit, like, you don't know what you're talking about, and I fired you back before, and blah, 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 and this and that and shit. And it basically got to the point, like I said, of course, C's is still on the defensive side and shit. And then, and then for some C's shit, and that's what, Puma flats out say to him, like, that's why I'm opening up a shop, my own self. And then, like I said, this is the interesting part. Here, C's got the nerves and audacity to say in his confessional about how he basically, is, got a problem because of some woman or some shit, shit along them lines, whatever. That's a bitch ass shit or whatever. But then he kind of like, a couple like episodes ago, let's rewind, sat there and talk about Sassy. He had a problem with Sassy, who also is a woman, okay? That because she hanged out with Puma, and he admitted to her when she first was talking about when she wanted to demote herself before she quitted that episode. And he admitted he had a problem with her because she was still associated with Puma. Because you were friends with Puma. So if Puma is a bitch because he feels he's trying to say to you that a woman is a problem, so we're coming at a woman in the regular, whatever bullshit he's trying to say, then you need some always too, bruh. Because you sitting here came at Sassy on that reason, and she's also a female. Like I said, they dabbed up, blah, blah, blah. But basically, the French over is over and it's over with. And, because Puma also said, yeah, I'm not, don't even come to my wedding because my wife does not want you there and stuff like that, whatever the case is. And, here's, she's looking heartbroken. But I'm thinking, the last thing stepping Puma, like, when he had that Bible war, with Bible wars and these parties and stuff, I'm surprised he would want to go to the wedding, considering that, and if he was allowed, first of all, was taken off his leash. But, especially since Duchess, hates his guts and shit, and Sassy's. I'm surprised that he would want to go to and support him for, the gathering ceremony union with his wife, or if you want to be really technical, wife to be his fiance. But you have him supporting him in a lot of other things, and you see, and just everything else. So, but I think in the next episode, he plans on still trying to go, I guess, so-called crash the wedding and stuff like that. But he felt kind of offended not being invited to the wedding. And that's how it kind of ends. It's like they officially ended their friendship. And we all know it pretty much obviously must end unless they, because he feels, like I said, Puma's trying to sabotage him. And Roddy Brew had brought it up as well. That it is true, like, I don't think Harlem is small like that, and he's acting like that's the only tattoo shop that is supposed to be, you know what I mean? But if you think about it, it's like, there's plenty of tattoo places, there's plenty of, good tattoo artists and stuff, so forth, you know what I mean? It just gives maybe people the options, but what do you think you want to do? You fired the dude and stuff like that, the dude gotta eat, and his priority is his family now. Yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention about, Sassy was trying to ask, how did you feel? And he was about, his mother coming back in his life, and he was actually happy. I just want to bring it up because, like I said, it was a lot of, sad and, serious moments and just, and unnecessary violence and verbal attacks and bullshit, in the beginning. So that's it, y'all. That is my review for Black Ink Crew. And before I go, one more for Alex. For real, y'all, this is just Sunny D. I ain't got nothing in it. I ain't trying. I'm behaving myself. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, before you go, y'all have a pleasant weekend, night, and everything else in my Alex voice, okay? And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.